Peter this next day was to measure Wendy and John and Michael for hollow trees. Hope, you remember, had sneered at the boys for thinking they needed a tree apiece. But this was ignorant, for unless your tree fitted you, it was difficult to go up and down. After a few days' practice, they could go up and down as gaily as baskets in a wheel. And how ardently they grew to love their home under the ground, especially Wendy. It was rough and simple and not unlike what baby bears would have made of an underground house in the same circumstance. But there was one recess in the wall, no larger than a bucket, which was the private apartment of Tinkerbell. Thing was very capricious of the rest of the house, as in this was perhaps invisible, and her chamber, though beautiful, looked rather conceited, having the appearance of no supplementary turn-up. You never exactly knew whether there would be a real meal or just a make-believe. It all depended upon Peter's whim. He could eat, really eat, if it was part of a game, but he could not stroll, just to feel stocky, which it was most real and like better than anything else, the next best thing being to talk about it. Make-believe was so real to him that stirring a meal out it, you could see him getting rather. Wendy's favorite time for sewing and darning was after they had all gone to bed, when she sat down to a basketful to their stocking. Every heel with a hole in it, she would fling up her arm and exclaim, "Oh dear, I'm sure I sometimes think Peter's to be invited." As time wore on, did she think much about the beloved parents she has left behind her? This is a difficult question, because it is quite impossible to say how time does roll on in the Netherlands, where it is calculated by moon and suns, and there are ever so many more of them than on the mainland. But I am afraid that Wendy did not really worry about her father and mother. They were the most ordinary questions about their parents. Peter often went out alone, and when he came back, you were never absolutely certain whether he had had an adventure or not. Sometimes he came home with his head bandaged, and then Wendy crew over him embarrassed in lukewarm water, while he told a dancing tale. The difficulty is which one to choose. Should we take the bus with the redskin as slightly crossed? It was a singularly affair, and especially interesting as showing one of Peter's peculiarity, which was that in the middle of flight, he would suddenly change side. He called out, "I'm Redskin today." "What are you?" they said. "We are Redskin." And of course, this would have ended the fight had not the real Redskin villainess by Peter method. Agree with Bill Lost Boy for that one. And so at it they all went again, more fiery than ever. This is the adventure we are to narrate. Perhaps a better one would be the night attack by the Redskin on the house under the ground. Or we might tell how Peter saved Tiger Lily's life in the Mermaid's Lagoon and so made her his ally. Or we could tell of that cake the pirates cooked, so that the boy might eat it and perish, and how they pressed it in one cunning spot after another, but away Wendy snatched it from the hand of her children. So that in time it loose, is succulent and became as hard as a stone, and was used as a missile, and Hook fell over it in the dark. Or suppose we tell of the birds that were Peter's friends, particularly of the naval birds that built in the tree overhanging the lagoon, and how the nest fell into the water, and still the bird sat on her eggs, and Peter gave order that she was not to be disturbed. A short adventure, and quite as exciting was Tinkerbell's attempt, with the help of some stiff fairy, to have the sleeping Wendy Carlyle on a great floating leaf to the mainland. Fortunately, the leaf gave way, and Wendy woke thinking it was bath time and swam back. Or again, we might choose Peter the fan of the lions when he drew a circle round him on the ground with an arrow and dared them to chorus, and though he waited for hours, with the other boy and Wendy looking on breathlessly from his, not one of them dared to accept his challenge. Which of these adventures shall we choose? The best way will be to thirst for it. I have thirsted, and the lagoon has won. This almost makes one wish that the grass or the cake, all things live has won. Of course, I could do it again and make its best out of tree. However, perhaps fairest to stick to the lagoon.